What is up YouTube, James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today is the final episode. We're using the Zygarde Kyogre team with Zygarde, Kyogre, Toxicroak, Serena, Stakataka, and Tornadus. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, I highly recommend you go checking them out. But Zygarde has been doing a decent amount of work. It's been, the 1000 Waves set is definitely a bit better than what I expected. And I've tested 1000 Waves Zygarde before, and I wasn't really impressed with it, but usually those were with different kinds of teams, but with Kyogre it's actually really threatening, especially since Scarf Kyogre is already like such a powerful Pokemon already. Because we got a 1486 rated player from Spain. Oh no, wait, I think I've seen like a similar team to this. Well, it has Serena, it didn't have a Kyogre. It did have Incineroar though. I think it had what, Serena and I can't remember. This is actually kind of scary. Alright, a Rangaroo has the power with Instruct. Why is that crab so difficult to handle, actually? It's actually so difficult to handle. Stakataka might help. It's gonna be a weird game. I'm not sure what I can really do here. I think I can lead Kyogre Serena, though. Have that immediate offensive presence. Go Toxicroak and the Zygarde in the back. Stakataka wouldn't be that bad, but I don't think it's that good. Gotta really watch out for the Toxicroak. Yeah, I think it's good though. What Crab does, because I can't really pronounce its name, it gets Hyper Cutter as an ability, so Intimidate doesn't affect it. It gets Ice Hammer and Close Combat, which are great damage dealers to Incineroar plus Mungus. It's also really strong, pretty slow, and also the fact that it gets Wide Guard as a move. So usually it's like Ice Hammer, Close Combat, Wide Guard, and Protect. So yeah, this could definitely be interesting. We're gonna see Fairfront and Crossman actually. I could go for Helping Hand Water Spout. Don't know if that's a play. Probably not, I would imagine. I think the Crossman should Protect here and then attack in the Toxicroak. I'm gonna go in a Zygarde here. I don't know, I don't need Kyogre to win the game. You also could expect a feint. Is that worth? I think it might be worth. I think it might be worth attempting to go for a Helping Hand Water Spout. I think it is worth. Yeah, I could definitely see you attempting to Trick Room turn one, because sometimes they immediately do it. And the damage on Fairfront would also be really nice in general. So I'll go for it. I'll risk it turn one. Because like this kind of is a really weird lead for me. It's nice that no protects. We get a Water Spout off. Knock out the Necrozma, which is great because that's pretty much my opponent's best answer to my Toxicroak. As we're gonna see the Power Whip in a Kyogre, probably pick up the knockout, but that's fine. We got basically what we wanted. We are able to get Zygarde into a decent position now, I think. It's leftovers fair for an okay. We'll go Zygarde here. I could also go Toxicroak. I just hope the Rangaroo doesn't have a Psychic move, because that's kind of also something I'm worried about. But let's go Zygarde here. Because if a Rangaroo comes out, it's fine. It's a crab, okay. I mean, I don't really mind Serena going down. I think I'm just going to Protect here and go for a Power Whip into Crab. Yeah, I think that's fine. No Trick Room is really beneficial here, because if my opponent doesn't have Trick Room, this is such an easier game to deal with. So I need to hit one Power Whip, and even if I don't, I could probably just go for 1000 Waves Low Kick with Toxicroak the following turn if Serena goes down. So let's see here. Power Whip. We do connect, which is fortunate. So we're getting everything in our favor. Ooh. Ice Hammer comes out in a Zygarde and a Gyro Ball into the Serena. Okay. That's going to do a good amount, but yeah, we're fine. Serena's pretty bulky, and that Fairfront looks to be a bit bulky as well. Not much in the offense department. We can go for a substitute here. And a Power Whip. I just didn't want to double up in a Zygarde with like Ice Hammer plus Leech Seed. Which is why. Like Crab protects, which is fine, but I probably get a free sub up at this point. So yeah, that works out in my favor. We will be able to sub up. We will go for the Power Whip. as we're gonna see Leech Seed come out. Yep, into the Zygarde. So pretty much the perfect turn. I don't think I want to risk missing. I'd rather risk a wide guard here. I really don't care if Zygarde gets Leech Seed because I could always switch out as long as I get the damage. So I think I'm going to go for Helping Hand 1000 Waves. Or I could feint 1000 Waves, but I really don't expect you to wide guard immediately. If you do, that's fine too, because like Ferrothorn's really not doing much in this position. So we'll go for Helping Hand, we'll go for 1000 Waves, and that should put Crab into Feint range, I want to imagine. Yeah, they never protect against Kyogre Serena because they're always worried about Feint. So that worked out turn 1 like immensely. Oh, we're able to knock out the Crab, which is actually really good. So, oh, we got a crit. Yeah, unfortunate. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have KO'd because based on the power up damage, I don't think it did. Gyro gonna come out, target down to Serena once again, which is fine because again, I have the Toxicroak in the back, which is like super hard for my opponent to deal with unless it's like Psyshock or Rangaroo in the back. So yeah, we're fine. Zygarde getting some healing back. Another Helping Hand, 1000 Waves should knock out the Ferrothorn, and then the last Pokemon, I just really don't know what my opponent's gonna bring up. Guess it's not the Rangaroo, it's a Kyogre. Okay, so I could go for a probably just a 1000 Waves and a Power Whip. Yeah, because it doesn't really matter if Ferrothorn survives. And since it's probably slow Kyogre because it does have a Rangaroo, it works out fine for me regardless because it's probably slow Kyogre for the Instructor Rangaroo because this looks like hard Trick Room. So we'll go for 1000 Waves again. And almost knocks out the Ferrothorn, but another one will be able to knock it out. Let's power up into the Protect, as we're going to see a Gyro Ball once again into the Serena slot. So trying to get our Serena, which is okay here. Rain stops 2, we'll get Leftovers back. And now we get to just go for 1000 Waves and Power Whip, and if we connect our Power Whip, we insta-win, but like, I'm very sure we just win with our Toxicroak again, as I mentioned, getting rid of Necrozma. If I could get rid of Necrozma immediately, like I was very confident in my Toxicroak winning. And yeah, Toxicroak would have won as long as I didn't let it get hit by an Ice Hammer. So we were pretty much okay to begin with. As Ferrothorn I'm going to protect here, and my opponent's going to probably hope for the Power Whip miss. Which again is fine, because I have a Toxicroak back. As I keep mentioning, Toxicroak will win in the end game. So 1000 Waves into the Kyogre. Let's see, do we connect? Okay, nice. Serena hitting all his powers, which is nice. One of the scary parts about this team is it does have inaccurate moves. Like with Scarf Ogre, with Scarf Kyogre, I feel like Origin Pulse is like a necessity, and sometimes you just have to go for it because often you'll be damaged from Water Spout immediately. So yeah, it's definitely nice to hit the Power Whips and the Hurricanes out of range sometimes. Do I have any other inaccurate moves on this team? Rock Slide, I guess, but I don't really click Rock Slide that much with this team. Let me go for the Feint 1000 Waves here and a Ferrothorn in case you decide to go for the double protect, just to tell out time, but the match is going to be forfeit. So we are able to pick up a win again, just to be able to knock out the Necrozma there immediately was definitely worth it, I think. Because that just gave me so much momentum. But even if I didn't get it, like I got a free switch in a Zygarde, I got so much HP on the Ferrothorn already, and then I would have been able to trap in, I think both, because I don't think a Helping Hand 1000 Waves would have knocked out the Ferrothorn. I guess it would have came down to would it be weakness policy Necrozma as well, because that could have been a bit frustrating to deal with. I wonder where the Z move on that team was as well, because we don't know. I feel like Kyogre would be Power Anklet or like some kind of Iron Ball in that case, because of the fact that a Rangaroo needs speed investment in order to underspeed the Kyogre. So I'm pretty sure it'd be Power Anklet, as this team kind of looks complicated. Solgaleo and Sinnoh, Kyogre, Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, and Kartana. Definitely complicated here. The reason why it's complicated is because I don't exactly have the best answers to Solgaleo. Solgaleo is going to be a bit difficult to handle. I lead Serena plus Kyogre, potentially. I wonder if it's Scarf Kyogre on my opponent's side, because that makes things a bit difficult as well. Also, the Lele is just very difficult to handle. Lele is a very difficult Pokemon for my team to handle. Other than Stack Attacker, but usually the partners next to Lele are usually solid to cover. I think leading Kyogre Serena, if I can get rid of Lele immediately, like, I have a better position with my Toxicroak and my Zygarde, I think. So I think it's definitely worth going for it. We'll see how this goes, though. Also, like, I could maybe brute force my way against a Solgaleo. It depends on if it has Wide Guard, though, because that's always a question. Does this team... We did encounter a team similar to this before, but it's like, the question is, do you carry the Wide Guard, or do you carry Trick Room, or... Because that's always the question. That's always the question. Does Solgaleo carry Wide Guard? It's definitely a potential option on this team, because there is no Trick Room on my opponent's team. So we're going to see Lele plus Cortana. It's not Scarf Lele. That's good to know. I could help me on Water Spout here, and I think that's worth, because if I can get a Lele, that's amazing. But it's probably Sash on the Cortana. One of my options, Cortana. I don't know, Cortana could also Tailwind here too. It could also be Assault Vest. This is very complicated here. I think I'm gonna go Zygarde actually here in U-turn. The reason is I'm very expecting Lele to protect here, and maybe Cortana going for a Leaf Blade or Tailwind, so I want to scout for that option. Or if you just Psyshock Leaf Blade the Zygarde slot. You just go straight for the Tailwind? Oh my lord. Well, it's a Psyshock coming out, so I get one part of the read, right? But it's in the Serena. What? You would just let my Kyogre... It's Specs. I messed up turn one big time here. That's game. I think that's game. I just don't see... Okay, maybe it's not game yet. That's 100% should be Specs Lele. Go for 1,000 Waves. We'll go for Toxicroak switch. What the heck, though? What the heck? Yeah, that's not how I expected this turn to play out. I thought it was going to be a Protect from Lele. I thought it would have been a Tailwind or Leaf Blade, as I mentioned for the Cortana, which that did happen, but that wasn't exactly what I was expecting. Wow, that Leaf Blade did so much. It's a crit, that's why. Did he double up the Kyogre? No, he tried the Zygarde. Perfect. Yeah, that's Specs. There's no way it does that much. 1,000 Waves into my opponent. Alright, get some Dry Skin. Leftovers. Power Construct up. At least we trapped in one of my opponent's Pokemon. This game's definitely... I guess there's one way I could see us winning, and that involves getting Kyogre. Kyogre has to come out when Tailwind is over to click Origin Pulse. And even then, like, it's super difficult because I feel like I'll be weakened too much at that point. You're probably gonna Side Shock. Might even Smart Strike here. I'm gonna go Kyogre here and see how it works. Because I think what you do is you Smart Strike my... You can either Smart Strike my Toxicroak, go for a Side Shock into Zygarde, or you go for a Side Shock into... Actually, does Spec Side Shock knock out Kyogre? It probably does, now that I think about it. You Leaf Blade into Zygarde, so you're probably Side Shocking the Kyogre. Yeah. I need to live this. Oh, we do. Okay, that's one positive, I guess. 1,000 Waves trap again. Okay, maybe not the end of the world yet. We protect and sack Toxicroak here. We need Toxicroak to go down as well. Like, this is so complicated. This was definitely a hard one. Please knock out my Toxicroak so I can get my Kyogre back in. I had to hit Origin Pulse as well. I had to substitute up with my Zygarde. Like, maybe there's still an out for me in this game, but like, yeah, that turn one just ended up so awful because I didn't expect it to be Specs on the Lele. Leaf Blade. Psyshock the Toxicroak, please. Okay. Luckily he didn't double up my Zygarde, because if he doubled up my Zygarde, I was actually screwed. at that point. Like, that would have been a good play if he expected my Toxicroak, because then I would have been in such an awkward position. But now at least get Scarf Kyogre and I get a substitute up. Maybe I can get a chance to come back, especially if I can get a crit on one of my opponent's Pokemon in the back. So we'll go Kyogre here. We'll substitute up with our Zygarde since we had that opportunity to. My opponent can't switch either. So either both Pokemon go down or Kartana protects here since the Lele specs. And we had to hit both Origin Pulls. At least we're gonna be bringing it back a decent amount, but this endgame still looks very sketchy here. We do connect both Fortune Pulses, which is good at least. So that's one potential way to come back in. Let's see. Katana goes down. Rain is gonna be reset with the Kyogre coming in. We do get a sub up. And I have 2,000 waves the following turn. I don't know if Zygarde will live a double up though from like Sunsteel Strike. Rain disappears. I probably need a crit. Let's see. I could have also went for Water Spout U-turn, I guess. I just really didn't want to lose my Kyogre because it was like my best way of dealing with the Lele. Yeah. Here comes the Solgaleo, here comes the Kyogre. Also, if there's Wide Guard on the Solgaleo, this game's over as well. Like, there's so many options of this game is over. So I need a crit on the Solgaleo, most likely, and that probably doesn't even knock it out, but we're gonna go for it anyway. That Solgaleo protects, which is smart too. I probably need double crit on Kyogre, and if I want a chance. Origin Pulse does connect on the Kyogre. Should always Water Spout here. Don't crit it, so that should be the game. Water Spout. Which does break my sub, and then we'll go for 1,000 waves and see how much this does to the Kyogre. We also don't know the item on the opposing Kyogre. Could be Scarf, I guess. If it's Scarf, maybe that gives me an opportunity. If does, I don't know. It's still very sketch of an endgame. Because I could see this being Scarf Kyogre. I could also see this not being Scarf Kyogre. But Water Spout and the Sunsteel Strike will probably get me after I protect here to try and gain enough HP. Maybe I could go for a double, I guess. Maybe I need some doubles here. Maybe I need some double protects in order to get back in this game. So let's see. We'll go for protect. As he moved through protect also hurts me. Oh, it's all out pummeling. Okay. I thought it was gonna be the Solgaleo signature one, but let's see. I guess I can't tell whether it's. I still think Sunsteel Strike. I probably need triple protect then to maybe even have a chance of living an attack. Well, that did nothing. Would that Z move have KO'd me at neutral? It did what? It did 16. I don't think that Z move would have been KO'd me, which is actually pathetic. Yeah, my leftovers almost healed me up. Yeah, we have to go for a triple. We need a triple here. Because I'll go for a win con. We'll go for... Wait, was that Scald or Water Spout from the Kyogre? Knockoff coming out. Ah, to get rid of my leftovers. That's probably gonna... Oh, it's Scald, yeah. If it's Scald, there's no way I should be able to come back. Like, this... My Zygarde's way too slow. Maybe I hope for the crit on Kyogre. I have to hope I'm faster. Actually, I'm pretty sure I need one more protect. Then I need to crit the Kyogre and hope I'm faster. Like, that's how little my win cons are to try and win this game. There could have been there. It could have been there. But, like, again, that turn one just, like, destroyed. Because, like, I got the call wrong on the items, and that just ended up being disastrous. Yeah, tough. Tough. Could have just went for Water Spout. U-turn. Would have been in such a good position. Unfortunately, not the case. Or Helping Hand Water Spout, because like it might have been a bulky Lele if it's specs. But probably it's offensive Lele, I would imagine. It's just probably max speed. So yeah, turn one is late this game. Like, I can't even say like other turns I could probably play this game better because it was literally turn one. I really was like Okay, if Lele protects there, and Kartana does get the Talon up, or even knocks out my Kyogre, I'm in such a bad position turn 1 because of the fact that if I can't knock out the Lele there, it's going to be extremely hard for me to knock out the Lele in general. As we got our last opponent with the standard Kyogre Xerneas team. Okay, did I normally lead this against this? I don't know, there were a few options I guess I could have had. Toxicroak was pretty good against my opponent's team. Psych Attack is decent. I think I don't bring Zygarde, although I can trap potentially. I don't think it's that great here. Yeah, let's go Toxicroak plus Tornadus, I guess, with Kyogre and Stack Attack on the back. This arena worth not really. I could also lead Kyogre or Tornadus potentially. I don't want to lead that into a potential Scarf Kyogre though. Yeah. The goal is to get rid of Kyogre and potentially to Kartana, because if I can get rid of those Pokemon, it's immensely useful for my Stack Attacker in the back. So Stack Attacker can win this game. I just gotta position it well enough. But I think I could also just win with my Scarf Kyogre if I also position that well enough. So we'll see how this game goes. Wonder what my opponent would lead here. I don't think it's going to be Incineroar Xerneas. I think there would be a lot better leads against my team. Pronounced Kartana, okay. So I could go for Fake Out Tailwind here, which seems pretty nice. I could also go for the Z Hurricane immediately. Not sure that's really that great for me. Yeah, let's just Fake Out Tailwind. Even if, let's say, the Tornadus protects, that's fine. If it switches out, that's okay. I could get rid of a Sash on Tornadus, which would be beneficial here. Kartana can't really do too much damage to my team immediately off the bat, so we'll see how this goes. And yeah, I could always eat Hurricane to Kartana the following turn, which would be immensely helpful. So let's see what my opponent decides to do. As we gotta think about the last few Pokemon. I'm guessing it's Kyogre and Xerneas in the back, so let's try to get rid of these Pokemon. We will Tailwind up. And we will see a Flinch and a Smart Shark gonna come out into the Tornadus, which is good for me, I think. I could probably just see Hurricane and a low swoop to Tornadus here. I could also Poison Jab. No, I'd rather low sweep here. And Z Hurricane. I could see Hurricane to Tornadus, but the main threat is going to be the Kartana because it's one of the Pokemon that can actually deal with my Stakataka. Again, I'm trying to get rid of the Stakataka. I'm trying to get rid of the threats to my Stakataka, and Kartana is one of them. Somebody's taking a Z Hurricane, somebody's going down, and Tornadus is going to go for the Tailwind. And also this allows my Tornadus to outspeed the Tornadus on my opponent's side. So I think that's definitely useful. As we'll go for the Z Hurricane here. We'll knock out the Kartana, I think. And then we could also low sweep the Kyogre that's coming in. And then get our own Kyogre into a fantastic position. So I don't think we're in that bad of a spot, as we will go for the Z Hurricane. We'll target down the Kartana. Gets a critical hit, but since it's not Focus Sash, I don't really think that matters. It's a max special attack Tornadus, as we get a low sweep off into the Torn, which should put in range of Hurricane as well. So yeah, okay, perfect. This is basically what the game I want is. We should see Kyogre come in, and then next turn we should be able to get a low sweep off into a Water Spout. Or we could also just go for the low kick. It really just depends on what the Kyogre does, but I'm pretty sure it locks itself into Thunder. Xerneas should never come in my opinion, unless it has Psyshock. Amoonguss. That is not a Pokemon I expected to hear. Does that mean no Xerneas? Because that means my Stakataka is in a bit of a weird spot. I need damage on the Amoonguss. I think I'm just gonna Poison Jab and go out hard in a stack attack because Tornadus is still useful to deal with that Amoonguss in the back. So I'll retreat here into the stack attack. We could see a Spore here and a Hurricane, which is what I'm expecting. A Hurricane probably into my Torn. Or a Rage Powder coming out. Okay. I feel like Hurricane should come out into the Tornadus then. Because why would you want Amoonguss to take more damage? But it's actually a Hurricane and a Toxicroak. Which is not ideal, but that's not the worst. We get a Poison Jab off into the Amoonguss, which isn't bad because that's damage for my Water Spout. What's better here? I definitely click Rock Slide in this position. What do I do with Toxicroak? I don't have Faint. I could sack Toxicroak here, but I'm not sure if that's the most ideal position I want. It'd be awkward to deal with the Kyogre in the back. I'm thinking of switching out in my own Kyogre, but not sure if I really want to take a Hurricane and a potential Spore, and also weaken it for my opponent's Pokemon in the back. I think Kyogre is actually worth though. And Rock Sliding here. If Tornado switches out, that's fine. If it protects, that's fine as well. If it switches into Kyogre, I get free damage on it. I think going Kyogre here is worth because I could bait my opponent to going for a Water type attack if Kyogre is weakened and get in my Toxicroak. So we'll see. We will see. As Taunt actually going to come out trying to deny Trick Room, it looks like. Which is fine because I'm not going for Trick Room in this position. I would never go for Trick Room in this position. As a good Spore into the Kyogre. That was a good Spore, yeah. As we'll get a Rock Slide off into the Tornadus, which will be able to get rid of Tornadus, so no more Tailwind on my opponent's side, which is great. And still a bit of a complicated spot. Here's the thing, if it's Scarf Kyogre, it has to lock itself in a move. Yeah, if it's Scarf Kyogre, it has to lock itself in a move. And that move would be Thunder, I think. Or Water Spout. If you go for a Water Spout, I think that's fine. Because if you lock yourself in a Water Spout, you lose to Toxicroak. That means you have to lock yourself in Thunder. Oh, you can't protect after the Taunt, right? I think I'm gonna go attempt for a Thunder into the Kyogre and just get in Toxicroak, I guess. You might try to Thunder Grass on my stock attack. I think that'd not be the worst position possible. But I think keeping stack attack around is useful, and if I can absorb a Water type attack, it's definitely great as, yeah, perfect. I'm gonna get some healing, especially with the rain. That definitely works out in my favor. We'll see what the Amoonguss does. I think it could be a Spore into either the stack attack slot or the Kyogre slot, depending on who you think is gonna switch out. Probably gonna be the Kyogre slot, I would imagine. I mean, the stack attack slot. It's a Grass Knot actually, so you doubled. Okay. Into the stack attacker. Not sure about that one. So I could go for a Fake Out and an Origin Pulse here, which might be worth. I just don't know if this is Scarf Kyogre or not. I mean, if it's not Scarf Kyogre, we get to find out the following turn, I guess. Although Thunder wouldn't knock out the Toxicroak at this range, and if you're locked in, you get to keep clicking Water Spout, which is fine. I'm actually going to Fake Out the Amoonguss because I think it puts in range of Poison Jab the following turn. And again, a Thunder shouldn't knock out Toxicroak at this range, so I think this is the position where I want, where I just go Fake Out Origin Pulse here. And if I get it off, I just am able to, Toxicroak should be able to solo this team. Iris, fast asleep. Okay, it's not Scarf. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly. I don't think you're ever going for a Water type move anymore. Origin Pulse should knock out the Amoonguss at this range, so I get more HP back. I'm gonna actually go hard stack attacker here. Because I think you always click Thunder here. You should. I don't think you're ever clicking a Water type move anymore. So we'll go stack attacker here. And the reason we'll go stack attack is because we'll have the option to just Origin Pulse the Amoonguss or not. Still fine though, I think. Thunder once again into the Kyogre slot. No, it's in the Toxicroak. So trying to get rid of Toxicroak. And Grass Knot into the Kyogre. Which doesn't KO. I think that was my last turn of sleep, guaranteed sleep, if I remember right. I got hit an Origin Pulse just into Amoonguss. I'm gonna double out in a Toxicroak again. Because if I can get a bit of residual healing, it's nice. Even if you get rid of this Toxicroak, it's not too bad for me, I think. Because I could always switch on my Kyogre and click Thunder into the... Yeah, I think we're still fine, regardless. Like, what I'm trying to get into position for is knock out the Amoonguss here, because if I knock out the Amoonguss, then I get to just click Thunder once I am able to switch on my Kyogre, because there's no way my opponent gets 2 knockouts here. That's basically what I'm trying to deny. My opponent gained 2 knockouts here, so I'd be preventing from switching. So, Stack Attacker will retreat into the Toxicroak. He should guarantee to wake up here, if I remember right. Rage Powder gonna connect, so I think it's gonna be Thunder or Water Spout. We do wake up. Origin Pulse does connect with both, which is so fortunate. Okay. We do knock out the Amoonguss. We do good amount to the Kyogre. Great. And a Thunder into Kyogre. Okay. Which is fine. Rain stops, which I'm not sure how helpful that will be. I used my Z move earlier. Did I really? I think go Stack Attacker is the play and Trick Room here. Fake out Trick Room. If I go Tornadus, I would have to rely on going for Hurricanes without Rain. I guess I could Rain Dance it theoretically, but I don't think that's too helpful. We're gonna Trick Room Fake Out. Because again, my opponent can't knock out 2 Pokemon with 1 stone. Or 1 attack. So let's see here. I'm trying to put myself in a position where I just get to click a Gyro Ball into Low Kick the following turn. I feel like 2 Gyro Balls should knock out this Kyogre. This Kyogre looks extremely frail by how the Origin Pulse worked out. Oh, my opponent even protects. I'm even going to go for the full para win con. Fake Out. And Trick Room. Okay. We always click Gyro Ball here because we're not affording a miss. And as long as Toxicroak doesn't get parried like 2 or 3 times in a row, we should be fine. So we'll Gyro Ball here and Low Kick. I feel like I wonder if it's Berry Kyogre. Since I can't tell if it's like Riley's QR code or not. We'll go for Gyro Ball though. This should do a good amount. Ooh, good amount. And we got a Low Kick off, so we will be able to win against the Kyogre, and that will be a good game to my opponent. So close game. Luckily, I think everything did work out. The para was a little bit annoying because, like, again, it gave my opponent some outs, but I think I was able to position where I was like, okay, I was able to get rid of the Amoonguss, which was great because I didn't have to worry about more Spore pressure. Luckily, my opponent doubled up the Stack Attacker slot with Origin Pulse plus Grass Knot, which I don't think is ever the play. I don't get why my opponent didn't just Grass Knot the Kyogre the first time, because that would have made the game a whole lot more difficult, but... Actually, would it have made it too difficult? I would have been able to get a free switch in Tornadus probably, and I would have had Toxicroak. I could probably just fake out the Kyogre and Hurricane the Amoonguss, and I can Hurricane Low Kick. Actually, it wouldn't have been that bad of a spot then, if my opponent got rid of Kyogre. So, yeah. Luckily, we were able to pull it through. I think we finished 2-1 for the last battle of today's episode. Again, that game 2 was super rough, turn 1. And yeah, I guess maybe I should have went with my gut, went for a Water Spout plus a U-turn. But like, there's so much you could say about that lead. It could be Focus Ashleigh and Assault Vest Cortana. Like, it just really comes down to sets, and it's like really it's the guessing game turn 1 that really was the thing I got wrong. I don't think there's really much you can do. It's like guess right, you win, guess wrong, you lose, and that's something I had to do, but unfortunately it did not work out. But hope everyone enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Back to Battles. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like down below, show support, and if you do want to see a potential QR code of this team, 175 likes for this video and all the other videos we used the Zygarde team, and if we do hit it within 2 weeks of this episode being uploaded, we will have a QR code of this team. Otherwise, you can check out the original QR code, which is in the description down below, which is what this team is based off of, and the paste bin down below in the description as well. Otherwise, check me out on my social media and check out my side series. And if you do want to go that extra mile to support me and my channel, there is my Patreon page link down below. But otherwise, you can always help me out by leaving a like on this video, sharing it with your friends, and commenting down below. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.